In this video, we're going to be talking about solar PV and EV car chargers. What is solar PV and what is EV chargers? EV chargers is electrical vehicle charging, and PV is photovoltaic solar panels, which takes the rays from the sun and generates it into electricity. We believe every single roof in the country should have some form of PV. We need to move into a direction where we're self-sufficient, we're making an impact and we're less reliant on the grid, to a point where we're less reliant on the grid that we can actually end up feeding back at some point in the future. But right now it's about looking after ourselves and our planet and our local community and the impact that we're creating on a daily basis. And most importantly, the impact in your pocket. So your ROI, your return on investment on the initial investment of putting in these panels, you will get that back. And once that's back, then it's all free, effectively. I'm going to answer a few of your questions, a few of the questions that we've been asked directly ourselves. So here's one. Aesthetics is the biggest one. Forget the fact that it's going to reduce your bills, but people are talking about how ugly it looks. However, I've got something for you. We had a client come up who owns an iconic building in Leicester, and when you drive up to it, it's on a really big main road and you can't not miss it. And we took stock and control of that and thought, we need to have a little bit of a slightly different angle to this. And what we decided to do was do an inlay system where the tiles go over the solar panels, so it sort of looks part of the fabric of the building, and the tile colours are a similar sort of colour to the panels, so that gets rid of the aesthetic issue and problem. I know what you're thinking, costs. There is huge amounts of funding available out there. You can go to local government, local councils have their own, or you can go to national government. And more, as the government are pushing us towards that net 2050 target and net zero target, more and more funding will be available for us to get to that point where everyone can have panels, solar panels, or whether it's sustainable, renewable energy and the like. So questions of how quickly will I get my investment back? It's an investment, that's what it is. So the investment is long term. It depends on usage. So if you're using loads of electricity, then the more space you've got on your roof, the more energy it will create, and the quicker your return will come back. It all depends on your own mindset of what you're wanting to achieve. So there is a cost factor, of course, to sort of balance your bills that you're outgoing on a monthly basis. So on businesses, it might be more effective because their ROI will come back down more. On domestic houses, it will certainly be a longer term process. A typical example, for instance, a 3-bed semi, a typical example, if you look at it on that perspective, you're looking at anywhere of a cost around about £6,000 to £8,000 for the installation. We'd be looking at getting that return on investment no more than 10 years. Now, if there's funding available in your local government, that obviously will come down. So then we could go and find that. So that's solar panels. Let's talk about EV. Common question we get asked is, can we have one? Well, yes, everyone can have one, but the grid hasn't quite caught up with the demand, and the demand for electric vehicles has gone massive in the last couple of 3 years, and everyone wants electric car charger. So the infrastructure needs to sort of catch up with that. It's a bit of a difficult process to find out if you can or cannot have one, but if you drop a comment below, we can find out for you and let you know. Another question we get asked is that do we have to completely change our infrastructure for it? Not always, not always. Now, we've got to look at this as an investment, right? So if you've made a decision to buy an electric vehicle, which is great because you're helping the planet and you're putting your own footprint in to reduce your carbon footprint. So that is a great move that you made there. Of course, there's lots of other considerations to take in. Is my electricity supply good enough? Is my infrastructure in my house good enough? My electrics are 1 million years old and stuff, and I live in a really old house. All valid, very good questions. It's not always you do need to rip everything apart and start again. There are ways to do it to be able to put your charger in place in line with the infrastructure you've got. However, some things are a little complex. So if you do have any questions, drop a comment in and we'll do our best to find the answer for you. What is the benefit to you? Whether you go for EV or solar or both, what is the benefit? Well, the benefits are going to be great, really, because if you look at it, you're going to get an increased value in your home. If you're a landlord, you'll be more attractive to tenants because they'll be able to have the facility of being self-reliant. and not being reliant on the grid. They have access to a point of an EV car charger. So whether you own the house and you get into a point that you need to sell that on, the value of that house will certainly be more. If you're wanting to rent that house and you're a landlord, the value of that house will be certainly more. And also it will help and aid in your any EPC 25 changes. It will aid in a better rating by using sustainable energy. I hope you found value in this video, and if you did, don't forget to press the subscribe button and the notification bell. See you in the next video.